Hey you guys, Stormclawed here. Oh, it's been a while. Hey, I haven't made a video in a hot minute. So you're probably interested by the title of this video, and I'm gonna start going into that, I guess, which is, Hey guy, are you listening to me? Now this is something that I guess I've been learning along the way as I've got my muscle condition. I've been trying to get more and more adept with it, but it's something that I think it requires a bit of mental, I guess, thought in the first place to actually make it even happen. So, what am I talking about? Alright, I want you to raise your hand if you listen to everything your body tells you. Alright, now I want you to raise your hand if you try to listen to what your body tells you. Right? Like, it's pretty tough. Our body sends us so many different signals that we can miss out on a lot of things. I mean, for me, as an example, when I got my tennis elbow, it's partly me ignoring it. It was partly also just because with how I manage pain now since I got my condition, it was partly to do with that too. So it's me not listening properly, essentially, caused my hand conditions, and I got T-Rex hands now. But what basically happened was I would get pains in my hand when I was playing, and I would just keep playing, and then eventually it caused an issue. Now, this is kind of, I guess, how most things happen in the body is you generally the big thing that we all listen to is pain. If something hurts, we generally stop. You put your hand on a hot frying pan, you pull it away. You're like, nah, nah, I ain't getting burnt today. But what ends up I guess happening is the little micro signals are what we don't always listen to. So I mean, what's it a lot harder to listen to? It's a lot harder to listen to something coming from inside, right? Like it's very easy to feel something on the skin. Now, this is something that I think I mean, I've only recently started thinking about it as more of a, I guess, concept, but our skin is alive. Like our skin is actually it's alive. I mean, it has dead cells, it has living cells. It's its own I guess, part of the system. Like when you look at our whole body, it's a pretty amazing system. There's so many things going on everywhere, and there's so many different things we can do with it. It's incredible. But our skin is alive. Our hair is another thing that I don't think we ever really think about as being, I guess, as alive as other parts of our body. We don't really think about it as much. I know I certainly didn't. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you like put 20 minutes into your hair every morning. You're like, Storm, what are you talking about? My hair is amazing. And I'll give you a high five for that one because that's awesome. But anyway, what's going on next in this video? Where do I want to go? I'm sorry. I'm like I'm kind of everywhere. This is the first day I've actually felt like sitting down and making a video. It's my body is very simple at the moment. My brain maybe. It's I see calisthenic equipment or anything I can go jump and play on. I go play on it until I can't move, and then I go home and I just go oh, for the rest of the day. So at the moment it's just a bit of it's a bit of a I'm really, really trying to build that base level of fitness, and then once I get there, who knows where I'll be. I mean, you might have noticed how I'm sitting in my chair. This is not, I guess, a normal way to be sitting in a chair, right? But sitting in a chair by itself isn't exactly normal. I mean, if you took away all of our technology, how would we sit? Well, we'd probably, I mean, we might sit down on a log, but in the instance that you're sitting down on a log, you're probably going to have to support your own back, or you might lean against a tree, but okay, getting off topic. But we used to squat a lot, or we would lie down. So I'm just trying to squat in my chair, and I've found that it's actually quite comfortable. I find when I play games like this, I actually play a bit better. I've also been experimenting with playing Rocket League while sitting on the floor, but I've tried a bunch of different things. But yeah, basically the main premise of this video is I wanted to, I guess, something I started thinking about, and I was hoping that you guys might enjoy thinking about it too, is how much can we listen to our body? How much can we get out of it? Because our body is a fine-tuned instrument. I mean, you got all the organs going throughout everywhere. It's a perfect instrument. You just got to make it what you want to make it. I mean, we can make amazing sounds with our mouths. If you've heard beatboxers, they can make sounds that you wouldn't believe, and that's just with their mouth. It's incredible. But it goes along that sort of vein, I guess, of like, what do you want to get out of it? So, I guess big message for this video is if you're ignoring something your body's telling you, maybe you should listen to it. Because can be quite important. It can change your life, honestly. I mean, I kept listening to my body, and here I am now, where I'm actually starting to have progress against my chronic condition. I am finally having progress against it in a sustainable way. I mean, the last time I had progress, I was getting towards plant-based. I was still eating fish, but I was getting towards plant-based. I'd stopped eating meat, but my big issue was that I just wasn't eating in the first place. Like by the end of it, I still get the nausea, but just gotta, it is what it is. I just gotta work around it. I've been doing a lot of juicing recently. Juicing is great. Um, but I guess that's another thing to think about with the body is when you actually go in depth in so when you eat something, the idea would be that it goes through. Okay, the ideal of eating something would be that you get the nutrients. Your body gets all the nutrients it needs. It puts them over here. All the stuff it doesn't need shoots out, and then you basically just absorb the nutrients as quickly as possible while all this stuff shoots out as quickly as possible because you want it to spend less time in the body. You want the body to have the more time you spend digesting something, the longer it's in your body, the longer your body has to keep working to get it out. So this really plays into meat-based diets or diets that involve animal products because these diets take a lot longer to break down in your stomach. Um, I've linked What the Health in some of my other videos, but I'm pretty on this side of the fence now is that I think plant-based is definitely the way we should be going. I mean, there's the ethics side of it, there's the environmental side of it, and then there's also our health side. And I'm going to focus on the health side today, in that if we if we eat an animal product, if we eat, let's say, a piece of chicken. Now, if you eat that piece of chicken and I have a piece of spinach, the piece of spinach is going to go through my body a lot quicker than your piece of chicken. Your piece of chicken may take up to 2 days to get out of your body. 2 days that it stays inside here, in here. It's getting through your digestive tract. Now, what's the reason for this? Well, mostly it won't always take 2 days. That's the extreme of it. It'll mostly take a day. Um, is generally around the time I think these products break down. Now, why does this take longer? Well, basically, if you think about it like this, when you eat a piece of spinach, there's a lot less going on in the piece of spinach. When you eat a mussel, there's a lot going on in a mussel. If you think about what our muscles can do, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of information that can work in these muscles. And it's kind of the same for when your body has to break it down. There's a lot of stuff that your body has to break down in that process, and that's causing strain on the body. I mean, it's why we have a lot of the chronic issues we see today. I mean, I think so anyway. I'm pretty positive. I've done a lot of research, and I'm pretty positive that's why we're having a lot of the issues. But regardless of that, um, what happens is because it takes so much longer to break down, your body calls in the heavy duty bacteria. It's like, guys, over here, I need help, I need help. Gets the heavy duty bacteria, and unfortunately, this bacteria isn't always the best for you. But your body needs it to be able to break it down, because if it doesn't break it down, it's going to rot inside you, and if it rots inside you, it's going to be even worse for the body. So the body's like, okay, guys, I'm going to take this hit. Big bacteria, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then once it's got the big bacteria, like they're in your body, and it only really goes away once you kind of change what you're eating. Because if you keep putting chicken in every day, of course your body's going to be like, guys, I need you back up reinforcements. Ugh! So after it gets that, I mean, it's just going to do what it does. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time. And listen to your body, guys. I mean, if you feel thirsty, you feel that one pretty quick. So listen to what it tries to tell you and play off your intuition. Anyway, guys, see you next time.